All right, so I got a couple requests to do a video on methadone. Not gonna lie to you, I've never. 3 days I took methadone, and it doesn't touch fentanyl withdrawal. I'm not sure why. Buprenorphine does a lot better, but I can go by the pharmacokinetics of it. It's the same as any other full agonist. You know what I mean? It's still technically a blocker. It still does make you feel good, especially when you first start, I guess. But methadone is complex, but it's simple. Very long half life, well, sort of long half life. Depends on your metabolism, how much you weigh, et cetera, et cetera. Like me, when I was on buprenorphine, you know, for the somebody that's 190, 200 pounds, it might take 3 days for the withdrawal to start. For me, it was like around 160 or whatever, depending on what I was fighting. It depended on a lot. My weight fluctuated, my thyroid. It could be 24 hours. The next morning I wake up, I'm feeling withdrawal symptoms, and I'm like, oh, this sucks. Like, why am I sweating? Why am I this? Why am I that? So it's a little hard to speak specifically to certain people. Sorry, this is my third video tonight. But the principle is the same. I mean, it's a full agonist. It's still, you know, it's just a full agonist. If you know what that is, you should know what that is. So, if you have take homes, it might be easier to do the tapering method. If not, you can tell them at the clinic, I guess. You know what I mean? To pretty much measure your dose and go by this tapering, whatever. But with methadone, it's like it's complex. Like I said, I mean, it's still the whole your bones, or it digs into your bone marrow and all. That's all myth, dude. It's not true. It's just a full agonist opiate, and it's not easy to withdraw from cold turkey. But the same principle goes with any opiate slash opioid, synthetic opioid. It goes the same for all of them. Tramadol is a little more complex because of the SSRI components, but when it comes to methadone, I mean, it's a full agonist, dude. It's heroin without the high. It's liquid handcuffs. It's saving a lot of people. You know what I mean? Shit, a lot of people, if they weren't on it, they'd be out there shooting up and doing this or that to get their. Dude, there's no one size fits all. So anybody that has anything to say about MAT, you just shut up, because some people need it. You know what I mean? It's until they finally surrender, which some people do without MAT. Some people do on MAT, so it varies. Don't be ashamed to be on any type of MAT. You know what I mean? Don't be ashamed of that. It's not worth being ashamed over. But the tapering methods for methadone are pretty much the same. I mean, besides the half-life difference, if it works for buprenorphine, it works for freaking methadone. Because of the long half-life, yeah, you just, I mean, especially if you have all right, if you have take-homes, your biscuits or whatever the hell, I don't know, your liquids. I've never gotten to that point. Like I said, a couple days or whatever, I tried it and it was like, eh. But if you have take-homes, all you gotta do is wait until you're gonna save up on so much take home because of this. You know what I mean? You're gonna have extra this lying around, extra that. That's the truth about if you're really willing to surrender and taper off. I mean, dude, chances are if you're on methadone, you've been through opiate withdrawal. You've been through it already. You know what it's like. You know what it's like to be sick. You know already. So you can handle some pain. You know what I'm saying? You can handle some pain. So the same principle like with fentanyl. I mean, fentanyl, yeah, it ends a lot quicker. You know what I mean? The hard taper and this, that, whatever. Probably a little quicker. But if you're on methadone and you're getting your doses from the from the clinic, if they're giving you bottles to take home with liquid or the biscuits or whatever the hell, you know what I mean, to bring home with you, it's your methadone, dude. You know what I mean? Or methadose or whatever brand of methadone you're on. I mean, you just you just wait until you're sick. Like I said in my other videos, wait until you're sick. Just wait until you're sick. Let yourself get sick. With methadone, it might be a little more complex because you might have, your body's going to say catch up with your regular dose rather than take a little bit to take the edge off. It's like, no, your body's like, catch up with it. You're on 90 milligrams and you just took 30. You know what I mean? I want the other 60. Like, that's what's a little more complex with methadone. So, my advice for methadone tapering, from what I understand about pharmacokinetics, is pretty much just, like I said, wait till you're sick. You know what I mean? Let yourself get as sick as possible for as long as you possibly can. And take, maybe not like if you, let's say you're on 10 bags of fentanyl a day, not knowing how much or what analogs in it, but if you're on 10 bags a day, a bundle a day, and, you know, you would take, in my tapering method, you would probably take not even 2 bags. You know what I mean? To take the edge off. It's going to work. You know what I mean? It's going to make you feel better for a short amount of time, but it'll take the depression, the anxiety away. You might sleep a couple hours, whatever. But with methadone, it's a little more complex than that. So you're going to have to it's I don't want to disappoint anybody because, like I said, I have not been on methadone long term. So it's not really from experience, although I do have friends that were on methadone for years. You know what I mean? Many years, over a decade, some of them. So they wanted to get off so badly, and they're like, "Oh, I watched your YouTube video, and I watched the same principle that you described with fentanyl and the tapering method." They said the same thing worked for the methadone. So I can tell you that you wait until you're sick. You take, if you're on 90 milligrams, take 70 or 60. I mean, dude, you got to take some type of pain. If you want off of it that fucking bad, you got to take some pain, dude. I know it's going to suck, but God, I don't miss the opiate life at all. But it wasn't easy to get where I'm at. You know what I mean? It was not easy. Once I surrendered, it was easy. Yeah, once I surrendered, it was fucking a lot easier. But it took me a while to surrender. You know what I mean? Like to really surrender deep down inside, like where I was like, I can't do this anymore. I'm past a certain extent. I don't want to do this anymore. You know what I mean? It takes a little bit to get there. But if you are so hard pressed on getting off, chances are your mentality is already there, dude. You're already there. Mentally, you're already detoxed. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're gonna feel ups and downs. You're gonna feel, like it's hard to walk. You're gonna feel, you might not, dude. You might not. That's the thing, is you might not. You might have, you know, some small symptoms, you know what I mean, that are bearable. I mean, like if you're on 90 milligrams and you take 60, you know what I mean? Chances are that's going to take like most of the edge off, and you'll probably feel fine. You might feel fine, you know what I mean? Like, it's not going to hurt you. It might hurt. I don't know. It depends on the person, but chances are it ain't going to hurt you that bad. So you take, 30 milligrams less, dude. I know it sounds crazy, but if you want off of it that bad and you want a hard taper, yeah, it's going to end a lot quicker. The taper's not going to last as long. But if you want a taper for fucking 4 more years, 3 more years, or whatever, do you want to do that? I mean, that's up to you. That's fine too. If you got the time, the insurance to cover it, the money, the this, that, by all means, go ahead. But if you really want to get off, it's the same as any other opiate or opioid. You know what I mean? Or synthetics. Like, you wait until you're sick. You just wait until you're sick as you can get. And you take, with methadone, 30 milligrams less. And you just saved yourself 30 more milligrams as an emergency dose. I don't know if they make you take the bottles back to the clinic. I don't know. I really don't. The pills, the biscuits or whatever they're called, I would assume no. You're supposed to swallow them. So yeah, if you want to break some pieces apart, and, you know what I mean? That's fine too, dude. Just you take enough to take the edge off. You still want to have, like I said in my other videos with fentanyl, you still want to have a couple withdrawal symptoms. You still want to have that. If they're bearable, like by bearable, I mean, like I said, some sweating, maybe some chills. You're not vomiting, throwing up, or pissing, or crapping yourself, or, you know what I mean, having mass panic attacks. Like, yeah, if you went cold turkey, of course, but I even know some people that went cold turkey from high dosages and slept it off. And I'm like, how the hell did you do that? You don't know, dude. Everybody's different. But, nowadays it's not easy to have people that are going to sit there and go, like, I'm not doing that. No, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. If you want, just take, 30 milligrams less. I know that sounds extreme. Whatever, dude. It's extreme. But guess what? When you're doing fentanyl, think of the measuring of the dosages that would be administered in a hospital setting. You know what I mean? Major high dosages. Your tolerance is sky freaking high, dude. On the methadone, your tolerance goes down. That's how strong fentanyl is. And methadone barely touches fentanyl. I don't know why. I still don't know why. Buprenorphine, way better for it. But you take 30 milligrams off your dose, yeah, you're going to feel some symptoms. Yes, you're not going to feel great. I ain't going to lie to you. If you could take a couple, weeks off work, do it. If you can, do it. Because by the end of those 2 weeks, you want to go from being on 90 milligrams of methadone. This is a maximum per se. I know there's people on higher dosages or smaller. Just do the math, dude. If you're on 90 and you get on 60, you know what I mean? Or within 60 within a week, and then within 2 weeks, 30, 20. You know what I mean? That's a huge step, dude. And eventually, that little bit, that little 30 milligrams you take is going to have you feeling nice. And that's the scary part, Because once you feel that feeling, that's slippery slope right there. You're going to, but you have to have that mentality to I just want off of it, dude. Like, I understand what's to come. Eventually, I'm going to feel great off of such a low dose. That's the reality. But the thing is with me is I don't condone tapering for years. I don't do it. I'm. It's just how I am. I don't know why. Well, I do know why, but I wouldn't want to do that. I'm sorry. I would not want to taper for years and years and years and years and years just to dodge any major or minor withdrawal symptom. I'm not gonna fucking dodge it, dude. Why? I want it to fucking end. I want my tolerance to go from here to down. I want it down. That's your purpose. You got to think like scientists, guys. You can't think like addicts anymore. You can't even think like fucking humans. Think like scientists. Just think like that. Think of, all right, well, if I'm depressed and I'm anxious and I'm having a lot of insomnia and I'm feeling a little restless, that's what, 3 or 4 withdrawal symptoms out of the 7 or 6 that I could have. All right, let me write that down. You gotta think like scientists. You know what I mean? You just think like that. You let yourself get as sick as you can. If you can go as long as you can being sick, beta blockers, whatever benzos, whatever the fuck you gotta take, dude, just to get through as much as you can, and then take a smaller dosage. That smaller dosage, once that starts to work, congratulations. You just dropped your damn tolerance, and that is what you want. You do the same thing until you're off. Once you're at the tiniest little 30, 20 milligrams of methadone or whatever, 30 milligrams, try hopping off, dude. Just try it. And don't always think, oh, I got to take kratom. I got to take this. Don't always think that. Don't. Because to be honest with you, your raw emotions up there in your head, those raw emotions from detox and withdrawal, that's like another high, dude. Shit, even if you're sitting on a pink cloud for however long, let it happen, man. Or girl, let it happen. Just let it fucking happen. Get high off those emotions. Reach out for that child side of yourself and pull him or her up out of that hole, dude. Because that's the reality of it. You're gonna feel the ups and downs, like a lot of it. You might not. You don't know. You really don't know. But with methadone, you know what I mean? It's buprenorphine. I can make videos all day. Methadone, I can't do it all day, but I'm trying. But pharmacokinetically, it's the same fucking principle, dude. You wait till you're sick. You take less of what you were taking. Wait until that less amount works. When it works, you've officially dropped your tolerance, and then repeat the same thing. Keep dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping until the tiniest dose makes you feel good. Hate to say it, but we're being scientists here. We're not being addicts. Remember that. Don't fuck with your sanity, though. Don't, because it's a slippery slope. If you go days without sleeping, you're going to want that sleep. So it's tough, but I just want you to know, once that smaller dosage works, congratulations. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Let yourself get fucking sick as a dog. As 2 dogs, as 3 dogs, as 4 dogs and a cat, dude. Let yourself get sick and stay sick as long as possible. Keep whatever withdrawal symptoms you can keep that are bearable. You'll be able to tell by when you take your dose. It's like, all right, I still feel a little withdrawal, but I can handle these couple or few symptoms. Just do it, dude. Man or woman up, just do it. You've been through worse. You've been through fentanyl, heroin, oxycontin, oxycodone. You've been through all that already. This is to get free completely. You know what I mean? Just do it. What's stopping you? Hello? You. Hello? You see me? Stop worrying. Just do it. Ask your doctor for some comfort meds. Ask him for beta blockers. Sorry, I'm looking at the time I have left on here. Ask him for beta blockers. Beta blockers work great. Propranolol works amazing in between dosages, so you can go longer between dosages. You know what I mean? You go way longer. If you can only go 8 hours, a beta blocker will let you go 13 to 15 hours longer. That time matters, dude. And dudettes, that time matters. Like, eventually, like I said, it's a simple concept with every single substance, even benzos. Once that little dose starts to work, you know your tolerance has officially dropped. Congratulations, you are a fucking champ for it. And guess what? If you do this, it's gonna work. I mean, you go to a hospital, you get in a motorcycle accident, a car accident, and they put you on a freaking fentanyl drip because they don't want to load you up with morphine. How are they going to get you off the fentanyl? This is where I come up with my advice. I think medically, in a medical setting, they're going to switch you to morphine so the fentanyl leaves your system, but not long enough to get physically dependent on the morphine. Or they might wait until you have elevated heart rate and certain withdrawal symptoms and put you on a smaller dose of the fentanyl until that smaller dose works, and they just go down and down and down and down and down and down until it's done. Shorter half-lives. Yeah, that's why they can get you out in fucking 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, whatever. But even with methadone, dude, it's the same principle. It's a full agonist, especially if you have take homes, which a lot of you do, I'm sure. And if you don't, tell them motherfuckers straight up, like, look, I want a hard taper. They're gonna be like, you sure? Yeah, I'm freaking sure. I don't want you to keep making money off my misery. No, I'm sure. Take me off 30 milligrams starting this week. Maybe it might go 2 weeks for 30 milligrams less. Who knows? If you really can't handle 30 milligram drop a week, whatever, dude, if you can't handle it, some people can't. Some people's mental states are just not built that way. They got to go slow, man. I mean, it depends. You know what I mean? It depends on you. If you think and if you've been through enough pain of withdrawal in your life and you can't take this methadone detox, you know what I mean? Then go slow. But if if you really want off of it, dude, tell them to drop 20 milligrams, Tell them, fuck it. Take 20 milligrams off my dosage. Yeah, I'm gonna get sick. I know. Take it off. Thank you. Boom, or boom, whatever that you're taking, however you're taking it, just do it. The fucking pain, it does suck. Yes, of course it sucks. But it's not going to be unbearable because guess what? You still have some running through your body. It's not like you're cold turkeying it. You're still going to get your dose. And it won't take long until that little dose starts to work like a full, if you're on 90 and you jump down to freaking 60, a week or two, you're like, oh, I don't feel too good and whatever. By the end of the first and a half week, maybe, I don't know, second week, maybe, that little 60 is going to be like, whoa, all right, don't get happy about it. Just know you accomplished that step. And then you go down again. Repeat the process, dude. Depends on your metabolism, your height, your weight, all that stuff. And it depends on a lot of different factors, but you guys can tell that for yourselves, man. If you're a skinny, 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 frail person, expect yourself to go into withdrawal a little quicker. If you're super heavy set, expect it to last a little bit longer. You know what I mean? Drink a lot of water, dude. When you're in the withdrawal, the minor, piss that out. Keep pissing. Keep pissing. Kid in rehab coming off ketamine had a freaking uh, in his gallbladder a freaking ball the size of a softball because he was doing too much ketamine. It crystallized in his gallbladder, and he had to drink tonic water and for like 6 months to shrink it. But he was like, dude, just keep drinking water. Your opiate withdrawal will go away. I've been through it. I'm like, yeah. And I did it. I drank water. I remember I've never, let me see how much time I have left. Yeah. I've, I've never drank so much water in 3 days. I kept pissing. I didn't even sleep because I had to pee. I could have slept. I kept peeing. But eventually it was to the point where every time I urinated, a symptom would go away. And I was like, wait, my hands aren't sweaty and hot and cold anymore. My feet are. My legs and the rest of my body are, but my hands stopped. I'm gonna keep drinking water. I kept doing it, and eventually it was like, my arms are normal. But my chest, my legs, my feet, still same. Kept drinking water. Each time I did it, after a certain amount of times, a symptom would go away and not come back. So think about that too. You know what I mean? You keep drinking keep drinking water, lemon water. Keep doing it, and it's going to rid the toxins so much quicker than if you're sitting in fucking bed and just sitting there melting away. It's not worth it, dude. And dudettes, just with methadone, like I said, same principle. You know what I mean? Wait until you're sick. Let yourself get so sick, especially if you have take homes. Let yourself get as sick as you can for as long as you can. Take a smaller dosage. I'm not gonna say like fentanyl, the tiniest dosage, but like a smaller dosage. 20 milligrams, 25 milligrams, 30 milligrams less. That's probably a big jump for a lot of you. Do it, dude. Yeah, you ain't gonna feel good, but eventually that's gonna make you feel good. Yeah, some pain, a little bit. You're gonna feel some pain, but you want off, right? So do it. Take the pain, man. Listen to music. Listen to STEM, Face the Pain, the theme song for UFC. Listen to Eminem, Go to Sleep. Listen to certain songs, Head Buses by Lil Jon and freaking, you know what I mean? Like, listen to certain music that's gonna really amp you up, because your emotions are gonna be like fucking high. You just do it. You know what I mean? Whatever gets you through it. Ask your doctor for some beta blockers. Do it. Ask him for beta. Say, can I have some propranolol? Propranolol. Propranolol. Ask him for propranolol. You know what I mean? Maybe a benzo. Oh, whatever. Help you just kind of chill out a little bit. And if you have to take kratom too, then do it, dude. Whatever makes you feel comfortable. But the point is you want to drop that tolerance. You want to drop it as fast as you can, because once you do that, you'll get to a point where even if you have to stay at 30 milligrams of methadone for like another month or two, at least you'll ease your way out. You know what I mean? You went through all the heavy pain already. Now you're gonna ease your way out. So that's really all I have on that. I haven't taken methadone long term, like I said, so I can't really speak for all of you, but I can say this the same tapering method, the principle is the same. So it's do it that way, man. Wait till you're sick, take some milligrams less, 10, 20, 30, whatever you can handle, and stay at that dose until it works. Once that dose works, on to the next, on to the next, on to the next dose, on to the next dose, down, lower, lower, lower until you're off, and that's it. All right. Sorry, I'm trying to go to bed now. It's getting a little late over here, but I know somebody asked me to do. Actually, a couple people wanted me to do methadone videos. So there you go. You know what I mean? Just don't take buprenorphine after methadone. Not, you definitely gotta wait. But if you want to taper off, do it that way. All right. Hard taper. We've been through hell already. We can do it again. So as long as it doesn't risk your sobriety, then you're good. You know what I mean? You can do it. Guarantee you, you guys can do it. Love you guys. Peace out. I'll think of another video for tomorrow night.